Hello friends, we are continuing our discussion of carbonyl compounds. We have preparatory methods and again one more important reaction is Itard reaction. Say in Itard reaction, toluene is oxidized using CrO2Cl2 and CCl4 or carbon disulfide etc. non-polar reagent, and this toluene is oxidized to benzaldehyde. Again we were discussing that aldehydes are very easily oxidized. So here what happens, this when this benzaldehyde is oxidized, this benzaldehyde is immediately combined with the CrO2Cl2 to give CrOHCl2 like this. It forms a complex like this, so that it is not further oxidized. On hydrolysis, it yield benzaldehyde. So you must remember this is very important reaction, Itard reaction. You simply say in Itard reaction, toluene is oxidized to benzaldehyde. And if there is a question that do we get benzaldehyde, why benzaldehyde is not further oxidized, the answer is benzaldehyde initially gives this complex, all right, so that it is not further oxidized. Similarly, we have one more reagent, that is CrO3. It is oxidized by CrO3 in the presence of acetic anhydride. Again, in this case, the formed benzaldehyde forms benzylidene acetate. That is why this benzaldehyde is not further oxidized. Alright. And then on hydrolysis, it produces benzaldehyde. So these two reactions are also important. What is the function of this thing, acetic anhydride? That is to prevent further oxidation of benzaldehyde. Alright, so this is also important. And then we have Gatraman, that is benzene, is treated with carbon monoxide and HCl in the presence of AlCl3. We get benzaldehyde. This is called Gatraman-Koch reaction. This is Gatraman-Koch reaction. The same benzene is treated with HCN and HCl, followed by hydrolysis. We get benzaldehyde, and this reaction is called Gatraman aldehyde synthesis. This is called Gatraman aldehyde synthesis. Just remember the reaction in which Koch is involved. Let us suppose this Koch is the spelling is COCH. So the reaction in which carbon monoxide is involved is called Gatraman-Koch, and the other one is called Gatraman aldehyde synthesis. Alright, so these reactions are important reactions. Now comes chemical properties. Carbonyl compounds, aldehydes and ketones, they show nucleophilic addition reaction. See, in initial stages it forms this kind of intermediate, and then with the electrophile it gives the final product like this. So towards nucleophilic addition, if reactivity order is asked, like methanol, we have ethanol, or we have propanone etc., or we further increase the branching, means the alkyl group like C2H5, COC2H5 etc., we can say this is the order of reactivity towards nucleophilic addition reaction. The reason is very simple. There are two effects in operation. One is the steric effect, like the incoming nucleophile, which is negatively charged or electron rich, faces repulsion from these alkyl groups. Alright, so due to steric repulsion. And second is the magnitude of positive charge which is produced over carbon atom of carbonyl group is decreased by these alkyl groups. So greater the magnitude of positive charge, greater is the rate of attack of nucleophile on this carbon atom, and faster is the reaction rate. So aldehydes are more reactive than ketones. Aromatic aldehydes are also less reactive because the positive charge produced over carbon, the positive charge produced over carbon of carbonyl group gets shifted to benzene ring like this. So we don't have the positive charge. We don't have positive charge over carbon atom of carbonyl group. It is shifted towards benzene ring. That is why aromatic aldehydes are also less reactive than aliphatic aldehydes. Alright. Then in chemical properties, reaction of carbonyl compound with the hydrogen cyanide. It is a weak nucleophile, it is a weak electrophile, so it does not ionize. So to ionize HCN, we use NaOH, etc. so that we get Cn negative. And this Cn negative attacks on this carbon atom to produce Cn and O, and then H positive attacks and we get cyanohydrin. This product is called cyanohydrin. Cyanohydrin. Alright. And the cyanohydrin on hydrolysis, since we have cyanide group on hydrolysis produces COH group. We get alpha hydroxy acid. And this reaction has one more importance, that is if it is aldehyde, unsymmetric aldehyde means it is like RCHO, not HCHO. In this case we get a racemic mixture. The product is racemic mixture, like H positive attacks on this oxygen and we get R, this is OH, and we have a positive charge, and then nucleophile. This H positive favors the attack of nucleophile. This nucleophile can attack from two sides, like you can write like this. See, this is a positive charge and this is R, this is H, and this is OH. So cyanide negative can attack from either end, from this end and from this end. Alright, so that is why we get a mixture of optically active compounds, means R plus S form you can say, or small d plus small l form. So we get a racemic mixture. So conversion of an optically inactive compound, which is optically inactive? Aldehyde. Conversion of optically inactive compound into a racemic mixture. This is called racemic synthesis. Right. Then with the cyanide group with the NaHSO, means this aldehyde group with the NaHSO3. Again, this is a nucleophilic attack, and we get RH, OH and SO3H. SO3 negative, like the sodium. Alright. NaHSO3, sodium bisulfite. So if it is aldehyde, we call it aldehyde sodium bisulfite, and if it is ketone, we call it ketone sodium bisulfite. Alright. Then with the reaction with the alcohol is also important. Aldehydes react with alcohol to initially give a compound having two functional groups, that is OH and OR. This is called hemiacetal. Hemi, in the presence of dry HCl gas, this reaction is carried, and the product is hemiacetal. Alright, and finally we get acetal. Now one more thing, ketones do not react with alcohol directly to give ketones. Ketones do not react with the alcohol to give ketones directly, but aldehydes and ketones both react with the glycol to give cyclic acetal and cyclic ketal. This product if it is RH, this is cyclic acetal, and if it is RCO, this is cyclic ketal. So with glycol we get cyclic acetal as well as cyclic ketal. Alright. Then comes reduction reaction. These two reactions are also important. Reduction of carbonyl group into methylene group. We can use zinc amalgam and HCl. This is called Clemmensen reduction. And the same conversion can be carried out using hydrazine and KOH. And then this reaction is called Wolff-Kishner reduction. Alright. Then we have carbonyl compound with ammonia derivatives, like we have NH2Z. This can be hydroxylamine NH2OH. Then the product is called oxim. Alright, if it is OH group, if Z is OH group, H2NOH, the product is oxim. If it is hydrazine NH2NH2, with hydrazine, the product is called hydrazone. In hydrazine, since we have again replaceable hydrogen, it can again combine H2N, N double bond C like this, and this product is called azine. Similarly with the phenylhydrazine, this is phenylhydrazine. The product is phenylhydrazone. Alright, with phenylhydrazine, the product is phenylhydrazone. And in this phenylhydrazine, if you place NO2 group at ortho and para position, then this reagent is called 2,4-DNP, dinitrophenylhydrazine. And carbonyl compounds give yellow orange color with the 2,4-DNP, aldehydes and ketones. Alright, and after phenylhydrazine we have with the H2N NHCO NH2, semicarbazide, and the product is semicarbazone. The product obtained is semicarbazone. And you should be careful, the NH2 group which takes part in reaction is away from carbonyl group. the NH2 group which takes part in reaction is away from carbonyl group. This NH2 group does not take part in reaction, so you should be careful. Alright. Then aldehydes, since they are reducing in nature, they can reduce Tollens reagent. Alright. With Tollens reagent, we get silver mirror test. Alright. And RCHO is oxidized to RCOH. Tollens reagent is ammonical AgNO3. Tollens reagent is ammonical AgNO3. Or with Fehling solution or Benedict solution, whose active species is cupric oxide, and we get a red-brown precipitate of cuprous oxide with the Fehling solution. Fehling solution is a mixture of Fehling solution A and B. It is aqueous copper sulfate. And B is alkaline sodium potassium tartarate. So you should be careful. And Fehling solution and Benedict solution, again it consists of A and B. This aqueous copper sulfate and sodium citrate. The B is sodium citrate. Alright, but in both the cases, active species is cupric oxide, which is reduced to a red-brown precipitate of cuprous oxide. Alright, thank you.